India's fintech revolution isn't just about technology, it's about access, ambition, and the collective rise of 1 billion people. At the heart of this movement stands PayNearby, a homegrown fintech enabling financial and digital access across Bharat. From metros to the remotest villages, it connects communities through a trusted network and brings banking, credit, insurance, and commerce to every doorstep. At the Global Fintech Fest 2025, PayNearby brought this vision to life under the theme Bharat Gateway to the next 500 million, powered by technology built on local trust. The focus was on showcasing how trust and technology together are driving Bharat's next phase of growth. The event, led by Honourable Prime Minister Narendra Modi and UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer, marked a new era of global cooperation in fintech and digital policy. Featuring key voices such as Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra, and SEBI Chairperson Tuhin Kanta Pandey, the discussion outlined bold steps towards tech-driven financial transformation. Every revolution begins with the people who make it possible. At GFF, PayNearby gave its retailers, the digital pradhans and digital Naaris, a stage and a voice. Through live virtual interactions, thousands of visitors at the event connected directly with the men and women from across Bharat who power the country's digital shift at the grassroots. These local entrepreneurs shared how assisted banking and digital services have become engines of progress, helping their communities transact, save, and grow with confidence. Even dignitaries like UIDAI CEO Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar experienced firsthand how Aadhaar-led solutions are reshaping access to financial services at the last mile.
एक्चुअली अभी तक ऐसा था नहीं ये चीज़ कि बाय फेस का कॉन्सेप्ट हो जो भी हम लोग प्राइवेट तौर पे करते थे ये बहुत अच्छा एक कॉन्सेप्ट मिला है.
In a nutshell, VR is a platform called Bharat Gateway with a network widespread across the country. सर्वव्यापी पाइप हैं हम branded और trusted retail partners के साथ, where we are able to deliver multiple of these services to common citizens across the country.
Empowerment begins when opportunity reaches where it's needed most. Women empowerment and livelihood creation took center stage at the PayNearby Pavilion. The spotlight was on Digital Naari, PayNearby's flagship initiative enabling women to become community influencers and Lakpati Didis, building sustainable livelihoods across Bharat. Strengthening this mission, PayNearby signed a landmark MOU with the Bank of India under its Digital Naari initiative, a strategic partnership aimed at expanding opportunities for women entrepreneurs across Bharat. The collaboration enables digital Naaris to act as trusted banking correspondents, bringing essential financial services, digital tools, and formal banking access to underserved communities.
We were also privileged to launch our Digital Naari program with Bank of India, and it's a great bank. Mass awareness, acceptability of that bank is commendable. With the technology that the bank has, we will be able to power the women of household to go and deliver multiple services to common man in their vicinity, a controlled, parameterized, cleaner accounts that will be available.
और ये जो प्रोग्राम हम लोगों ने साइन किया है या जो हमारा विज़न है इसको लेकर के इट इज़ लार्जली अलाइंड विद प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स प्रोग्राम ऑफ लखपति दीदी एंड it's going to be a huge program from the social impact point of view and also from the bank's business point of view, because we want to bring solutions which are market based solutions for women. This is going to be a huge successful program.
SHG is an important vehicle for women's empowerment. Since the 1970s, these community groups have helped women gain financial and collective strength. Under the Digital Naari initiative, PayNearby focused on simplifying SHG operations by making them more digital, transparent, and accessible for every woman involved in this movement. As part of this effort, PayNearby launched SHG Agent Banking Module, first of its kind, dual authentication cash withdrawal and deposit facility for SHG members, ensuring secure, convenient access to financial services across villages and towns.
SHG plays a very vital role in women development. We have just launched a dual authentication module where even in local communities, they can go to a woman influencer next door, a digital Naari next door, and with dual authentication have access to banking accounts. The entire process, right from designing for her to having that entire distribution channel, organizational framework led by women so that we can really understand her needs and then deliver for her.
This is hopefully going to lead to meaningful financial inclusion, especially for women. करीब 10 करोड़ महिलाएं एसएचजी नेटवर्क से आज इस देश में जुड़ी हुई हैं. अगर ये 10 करोड़ महिलाओं का लेन देन गांव में बिना बैंक ब्रांच जाए हो सकता है, what could be a better ask that gets fulfillment.
Taking the dialogue a step further, a panel discussion featuring important voices from the sector titled "The Future is Women, Bringing Gender Intent in Product Design and Distribution" brought together leaders from the World Bank, NSDL Payments Bank, Grameen Foundation and the Gates Foundation. The discussion focused on how product design and distribution must be envisioned women first to drive real change at the grassroots, making financial and digital services truly accessible for every citizen.
So we're here to discuss a question, I think, that is at the very heart of India's financial inclusion strategy and journey. How do we make last mile banking in India while being as inclusive as possible? And today we're speaking more about women than anybody else, right? How can the BC ecosystem in India be more gender intentional? So we have more women BC agents, and therefore we have more women customers being served. The little data that we have, maybe 1 to 1.5 to 2 BCs out of 10 in India are women.
Clearly we all recognize, money for good or for bad is kind of what the world derives power from. To me, it's a little weird for us to have to make a ROI business case for equality, right? I think we want to move away from seeing women only as underserved, as beneficiaries, as customers. They should have an equal sort of representation in delivery of services, in design of services and technology, and in leadership and governance.
I would say that from 1974, we have always had this model. Then the business correspondent model was also not there. And it worked. We replicated it in various forms like cooperatives and all with women agents, and it worked. And how it works is because the women talks to the family members. I have seen women talking, sorting out the vegetables of the so-called customer and asking, when is your daughter getting married? Why don't you buy a poly house? There is a loan available. So there are other things, finances nuanced with all these things. So I think organically there is much more connection to that.
I believe that anybody can be anything. Yes. Right? Because if we say that women are empathetic agents, we are saying that men cannot be, or men are not.
Very
which
fair
I just
point.
want to keep aside. At the same time, there is a huge role of socialization that we have to accept. That women, since they were daughters, children, they are brought up to care. So through that's very strong. We cannot sort of deny the role of socialization. Through that process, women end up being at least more caring or prioritize caring. I'll not say men are not caring. So when it comes to business, we have found that male agents are more towards commissions, target, whichever product sells more, they will only sell that.
That teenage girls were opening account and saving money with women BC agents, while this was not happening with men BC agents.
Very interesting. Wow.
Because of motherhood, a mother wants her daughter to study more than perhaps, a father wants for whatever reason. And naturally, she's more engaged in telling all the girls in the vicinity कि तुम भी खाता खोलो, और मम्मियाँ जो हैं और ज़्यादा उनको प्रोत्साहित करती हैं ये करने के लिए. So, this is something you cannot catch, in ROI. How do you assess
Absolutely.
this?
There's no way to quantify
forth.
this. Yeah.
So I think it's more a supply side learning process. And again, today there are no KPIs, which needs a regulator or a policy maker or a banker to show data. What is the breakup of your agent? What is
Absolutely.
the breakup of your customers?
But more than unique stories, what I would like to highlight is the resilience that we see, which is a constant across the board. The other day in Benares, this woman, she was one of the topmost performers in her community. And she said her story came out in the newspaper. Her child goes to some public school. So the teacher said, look at this woman, her name is in the newspaper and she's doing a great job. We should get more women participation. And the child stood up and said, this is my mother. So there's a lady in Sundargarh who says that this Durga Puja, I could buy a sari worth 500 or 700 rupees. And because I could afford it myself, I feel the sense of pride. So those amounts may not look big to us, but the opportunity to earn those incomes make a huge difference in their lives. And the resilience to actually beat social structures and make those living.
Not only do the cash in cash out business, but also to help the other women to understand how they can be financially independent slowly and steadily. All the women typically have a micro goal in life, like they will always think that my daughter ka birthday is in the next year and I need to save for her cycle, that maybe that 1200 rupees or 1500 rupees. She will always have a micro goal.
Now, if we can trust women to take loan and repay year after year after year, first priority of that woman is 10 rupees ka saving, 20 rupees ka saving, 30 rupees ka saving. Now, irony is, today the largest mutual fund distribution houses backed by largest commercial banks have a micro SIP,
Exactly.
but don't have a micro RD or flexible daily deposit product, in spite of having a banking channel network which runs into millions of rural touchpoints with PMJDY accounts. That's a travesty.
We did launch the Flexi RD product. Intent is there. We know that women, like you mentioned, save for smaller goals. So how do we make the smaller goals a more user-friendly experience so that she can see that getting colored and her dreams getting fulfilled? We tried it with a bank, but we need more sponsor banks to come in to make the processes simpler.
There you go.
Because it's just not about the product also, right? The friction at the last point has to be mitigated and it has to be a seamless experience. But the intent, Krishna, is like you mentioned, right? Not everywhere banking will be required, not everywhere health will be required. Every territory will have its unique requirements and experiences so that she is comfortable enough to work within her environment, within the time span that she's comfortable with, and pick and choose modules that work for her community. We want to give that to her.
Perhaps at least open up a dialogue to think if it is opportune to have priority sector saving/investment norms. And then plug in gender disaggregated KPIs to come as subset of that. That probably will move the ecosystem. Today, a lot of priority sector lending happens because of those norms. Otherwise, it may not happen.
I wish there was a fund, Women BC's Empowerment Fund. It can be for lending at low or no interest for their equipments, and it can be used for training. So if the Reserve Bank of India and the Government of India hears, because of the technological change and all, which we are not very aware, so partnering with PayNearby, I think we are hopeful.
Grameen would definitely like to extend the nursery of pre-BC. And that nursery of BCs pulls out people who will not traditionally come out of their house, women. So we'd like to offer that.
Beyond bridging the gender gap, PayNearby is equally focused on bridging the digital divide, ensuring that every citizen, regardless of income or location, can participate confidently in Bharat's digital journey. At the pavilion, this commitment took shape through PayNearby Sathi, a TPAP platform designed as a financial wellness companion for Bharat. Built on simplicity and trust, Sathi helps users move from assisted to self-service mode. Guided by PayNearby's retailers, customers can save, scan, pay, and manage their money easily within one secure app.
It's always been building bridge for the digital Bharat, and they have started with they did a great job with the retailers. Now they are taking the digital solution to the the customers who are in the Bharat.
And that's why we have a small plant now, which we will make a big banyan tree, जिसकी रूट्स भारत के हर कोने में जाएंगे।
PayNearby Sathi app is for real Bharat. The app is built with the mindset that we have to get more and more people from Bharat onto the digital platform in terms of digital payment, self-service. So that's the whole motto what we have, and we have begun our journey towards that.
Sathi PayNearby is our attempt at bringing the next 200 million people onto UPI. We're trying to see how we, through our PayNearby agent network, we can get them onto the UPI bandwagon, which will open other avenues for them in terms of lending, in savings, insurances, etc.
We have brought mutual funds, FD, saving bank account, as well as gold saving onto the Sathi app. And the saving is also implemented in a very simple way so that anybody will be able to save for their future, for their goals using the Sathi app.
Supporting this shift is Jan Nivesh, PayNearby's fixed deposit solution powered by Upswing. It encourages disciplined saving by allowing households to invest digitally and earn steady returns, helping families build lasting financial security. For those who rely on cash, the UPI cash withdrawal feature extends digital convenience to every neighborhood, letting users access cash instantly at their nearest PayNearby outlet using the UPI app. Together, these services help millions manage both cash and the digital transactions with ease, building confidence and trust as they gradually adopt digital finance.
हम बहुत साल पहले ये कहते थे, भारत डिजिटल बनेगा क्योंकि हम बनाएंगे भारत डिजिटल. That day is here.
So we become the best availability, affordable system, and we will ensure that they accept it and they start using it. And that's our duty from now onwards, that we work for the Bharat and connect them and bring them to digital payment ecosystem.
Expanding on this groundwork, PayNearby also introduced Saral Yojana, powered by Hak Darshak, simplifying access to government schemes and welfare benefits.
We are reaching करीब 5 से 10 लाख लोगों तक, पर हमने यही बात करी कि 10 करोड़ लोगों तक कैसे पहुँचे, और वो जो आपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एज ए सर्विस बनाई है, वो हम जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को एट हकदर्शक अलाउज अस टू फोकस ऑन आवर प्रोडक्ट. तो 2047 तक हम देखेंगे कि कम से कम 3 से 4 ट्रिलियन डॉलर भारत सरकार गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स पे स्पेंड करेगी.
Beyond products and platforms, PayNearby has built a reputation for leadership in insight and advocacy. For over a decade, it has driven meaningful dialogue among policymakers, regulators, and industry leaders, shaping the financial access agenda for Bharat. Through data-backed studies like the PayNearby Women Financial Index, Atmanirbhar Bharat Digital Empowerment Report, MSME Digital Index, and Retail-onomics, the company has consistently spotlighted Bharat's evolving digital behavior. At GFF 2025, PayNearby continued this tradition by unveiling 2 white papers, one with Grameen Foundation, Designing for Her, Understanding Women's Needs at the Last Mile, and another with MicroSafe Consulting, analyzing how assisted models can evolve into independent digital adoption. Together, they reaffirm PayNearby's belief that true financial inclusion begins with understanding people, not just data. Beyond launches and partnerships, the moments at GFF reflected Bharat's collective progress. The Digital Naari Financial Inclusion Awards honored women for their exemplary contribution in advancing gender inclusion and access, celebrating those who are driving change at the grassroots through financial empowerment and digital participation. The Bharat Connect celebration brought together partners and stakeholders to mark shared milestones.
In an initiative which is so powerful, right? We are creating women who are empowered and who are able to create new revenue lines for everything that they're doing. And for that, I'm truly delighted that we are taking it. We were together in Varanasi. We have launched a chapter there. And I'm sure across the states, there'll be enough and more for us to do together. And we're always there to support you, cheer you up, and indeed be part of the journey.
Today we have about 150,000 women registered with us. Each woman cater to at least 25 to 30 households in the communities that they serve. We want to create more than 3 crore Lakhpati Didis. We want to actually contribute to that mission. Potential is limitless and we want to grow as fast as possible to actually service more and more women across India.
For excellence in banking tech, we're proud to present it, PayNearby Technologies.
Ladies and gentlemen, best corporate business correspondent, and the winner is PayNearby Technologies.
PayNearby's journey was also recognized formally with the Best Corporate Business Correspondent Award at the Global Fintech Awards 2025.
Thank you so much, GFF, for
a tribute to its network of digital pradhans and digital Naaris who continue to bridge the last mile every day.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So we are today a trusted brand and reach is commendable. We want to compound it to another level where Har Dukaan Digital Pradhan and Digital Naari Ab Teri Bari. These are actually household terminologies used that every shopkeeper is a harbinger of digitization, and every woman working with us, every young student from the college learns the Digital Naari app and knows how to generate additional revenues for themselves. I believe that because of many of us who are working in this space, the Viksit Bharat instead of 2047 will happen in 2030.
In the story of Bharat's digital progress, PayNearby stands as a fintech that bridges aspiration with opportunity. With technology powered by human trust, it is building a financially secure and digitally empowered nation. PayNearby continues to enable a financially empowered and digitally confident Bharat, powered by technology built on local trust.